Welcome to another In Wheel Time podcast, a 30-minute mini version of the In Wheel Time car show that airs live every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central. Time Car Talk. It's the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Just ahead, we're going to talk to Jerry Emmons, proud owner of this NHRA Drag Racing 2023 Stock Eliminator Champion Trophy called the Wally. How he got it. We'll also get some insight in the used car market down there at Emmons Autoplex, where he be located in Webster, Texas. Also, we're going to look at the automotive news headlines this week as well in this last half hour of this Saturday live edition of the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Howdy, along with David Ainsley, filling in for Mr. Mars this morning. King Conrad DeLong, we always need more Jeff Zekin. I'm Don Armstrong, and thanks so much for joining us. But speaking of joining us,
let's get to it.
Ladies and gentlemen, joining us right now is none other than Jerry Emmons.
Congratulations.
Hey, guys. How you doing, man?
Well,
awesome.
we're doing great. Hey, first of all, thank you so much for this. And we'll get it back to you as soon as we tote it around over here. Kind of like, the World Series champion Astros. This is ours.
Stanley Cup, yeah.
That's actually yours forever. So,
oh, wow.
So that's the one that they actually gave me at the end of the racetrack when we turned off and we did the on-track interviews. So that's the one they gave me. I just called NHRA and just ordered another one. So for the
God
show.
bless you.
Wow.
Well,
So
it'll always be on display here in the In Wheel Time studios.
And
I was amazed at how physically heavy it is.
Yeah.
I watch you guys all there at the end, and everybody holds it up with one arm and waves it around in the air.
That's right.
Yep.
That's not an easy task.
And we have your wonderful note, your personalized note. We have that framed as well, so that will be in conjunction with
I love
Mr.
that.
Parks.
Thank you very much for doing that.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a very special Wally for us. It was our family's 50th NHRA National Event Wally, so we take a lot of pride in that. And I know on our previous show we had talked about, hey, the next national event we win, you guys are going to get our 50th, and especially because it's the 50th, because it has a lot of meaning to us. Right. And we've been really privileged to be part of your show, and we just enjoy that.
Well, I think we coaxed you. We coaxed you into it with all this other hardware we have behind us.
Fair enough.
But it doesn't come anywhere close to the meaning behind this. The 50th. And how ironic. The 50th family win, and it's the championship.
Absolutely. So after we won that, so because of the NHRA and the scheduling of the races, that was our second national event of the year that we attended, because the Houston event is now no more.
Right.
So we were supposed to attend our first NHRA national event in Topeka, Kansas. We didn't have all of our fleet ready. So the U.S. Nationals was our first national event. Dallas was our second. And then as we traveled out west, we had to secure the NHRA Division 4 Stock Championship as we went out west. And we did that at the last race that we could do it at, which was the Vegas Divisional. And that was pretty special.
How do you keep up with points and where you place nationally with all of the others in your division?
So NHRA has a pretty good point system. So for the national events, to win a national championship like we did in 21 and 94, you go to your best 6 NHRA national events, which is what you have there on your table, and NHRA lets you claim the best 3 out of the 6. Now, and then to go along with that points total, you go to 8 NHRA Lucas Oil divisional events. So you have to attend those to qualify to run at the national events. That's on a grading system. The less you go to, you may not be able to get in as the races give, because you have a quota. NHRA says, okay, for the Dallas National, you only 55 guys can enter this event. Used to, it was wide open. But as NHRA has grown, the classes that they have brought into the sport has grown, so they've had to diminish each size of the category. Yeah. So whereas before we would run 100 to 128 cars, which now only is allowed at Indy, at the Dallas National, the Vegas National, and the Pomona, California, the quota was 55 in Dallas, and I believe it was 60 in Pomona, California.
So you've got to earn your
does a really good job of structuring the points, right. And you get to go to 8 divisional events to claim your best 5. Nationally, you go to 6 and claim your best 3.
Man, this is not some Friday night bowling
No.
league, is it?
No, not at all. And and it's crazy because we've been very blessed and very fortunate to actually do well while we've since we started doing this when we were kids, and my dad was doing it with my older brother. But when they did the on track interview, like I kind of got choked up a little bit and got a little emotional because I was just thinking, because at this event now is our home event, so to speak, right?
Yes,
Because
right,
it's no longer.
Yeah.
And all my brothers were there. All of our children were there. I have two young. I kind of joke with myself, like ever since I became a family guy, having my own children, I've become a little bit more emotional, right? So things mean more as you get older.
Oh, tell me
Absolutely,
about
yeah.
that. Yeah.
So I'm looking around and I see all my brothers, all the kids, and all my friends were there. And then so I think about my dad and all the that special time behind the windshield. Man, when we were going to the races in the early 90s, it was a crew cab car hauler with a car on the back with the trailer hooked up to the back, and we were just going to the races with a 454 with a granny transmission going up down the road. So when they interview you, you don't really know what to say. Obviously, you want to thank everyone that's helped you along the way. But I was just thinking about my dad at that time. I was like, man, I just everything that he sacrificed is really worth it, and we enjoy it. It's not anything that he forced on us. It was actually the opposite way. We had to be part of what he was doing. Like we had to go out in the garage and polish wheels and armor all tires, wax it, clean the windows. He didn't say, hey, come on, let's load up in the truck and go racing. You had to kind of earn, and I don't say that in a negative way, but you had to kind of earn your spot to be able to go to the races.
Something that you're proud of and you want to do. I know when my dad worked on the car, he didn't ask me to be there with him. I was with him every step of the way on some old DeSoto that somehow he, bale wired together and kept the thing running, and made his own battery charger because he couldn't afford to buy one. So he made one of his own because of those cold winters in Wisconsin. Either that or you didn't have a car to start in the morning. And so I can totally get it. And I know that when we moved down here in 1962, Myers Speedway was up and running, and it was a big deal. And I was there every Saturday night in the mid-'60s. And I'll also tell you that, my first drag race, my dad really wasn't into the drag racing part of it, but my buddies were. And that's the point that I was trying to make. The friendships that are gathered up, these guys were friends of another friend of mine that we all got together and decided to do this car talk show. Stan Holt. I met Stan Holt on the road when I was working on the Valvoline Top Fuel team. And that's about the time that I think I met you guys as well.
Okay.
And
That's right.
it's a family, and it's a road trip family, and doing something that you really love, the passion that you have. Like the guy that goes bowling on Friday night that's really passionate about winning the championship. It's no different. You got these friends, and yet this is what the camaraderie is. And
I could not agree more. Yeah, and you mentioned Stan Holt. We got Stan Holt, Dale Holquist. Like we have a lot more friends in the racing community that we really cherish. They're more like family to us. And look, we've been in the car business longer than we've been in the drag racing business. And I think we have more friends in the racing world than we do in the car business. It's, the car business is our passion, but the drag racing is definitely something. It's not
It's the
going
love.
camping every weekend. I mean, it's a job. We take it very seriously, just as Dale does and Stan Holt. It's, we have a good time, but it's a serious program. We go out there to win because we have the memory of my dad that we want to keep alive. And obviously, if you're taking time away from your business, you're going to have to perform. And that's kind of like, that's just the way we do it.
are you training your kids yet?
Not yet. So my older brother has two boys that are in the junior dragster program. Mine are a little young for that right now, but that's the route they're going.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was always a firm believer in expose your kids to all of that stuff, and some of it will stick, some of it won't, and whatever sticks, go for it. And
Absolutely.
yeah.
So I have the race shop is behind my house. So every Sunday after church, when we come back to the house, the kids will come back. And again, I don't ask them to come out, but they'll come out. And they'll watch, they'll watch what I do, changing oil, running valves, that kind of thing. And next thing you know, you look over And my 3-year-old boy has a little plastic push around car. He has it sitting up on jack stands. And him and my daughter, they got a hammer and a wrench to it. But
that's cool.
It's really
that's cool.
So how many Wallies do you have behind you there? I tried counting. I think I lost count.
Well, some are division championships. Some of these are the nationals. Those are division championships, and those are divisional event wins. Those are just ones that we can put up here. We have some at the house, but they all have every one of them has a special memory behind it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So and interesting, when you go to Dallas, I don't know if you guys know, but when you win the NHRA national event in Norwalk, Ohio, they give you a national event Wally. But they also give you the ice cream scoop. Their claim to fame is you get a pound of ice cream for like $1. Well, since the economy's gone up, they've had to just change that recently. But you get an actual ice cream scoop. So one thing that's really iconic about winning at the Texas Motorplex is that all the winners. So from the professional categories to the sportsman categories, you get your name in a brick. So this is a paver. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah,
so
we can.
Yeah.
So back in '94, that was my first national event win there. So it's shaped in the state of Texas. So they have these pavers all along the front of the tower section. And the only reason why I have this is because they remodeled it and laid all new pavers down.
Sure.
So they called me and said, hey, we have some of your bricks. Would you like one? I said, yeah.
Oh,
so
heck
it's just a
yes.
shape of Texas. And then also what they started doing, which is really cool, is they give everybody the Texas Cowboy hat.
Yeah, baby.
So, and then if you can see,
Oh yeah,
they
There you
actually
go.
make this while you're there. So they fit it to your head. That's the Bowie Hat Company, I believe, or out of Bowie, Texas. But see, they brand it with the Texas Motorplex brand. So
Okay.
Wow, very
it's
cool.
really cool to have that, to have these extra kind of stuff, just to have in your closet. So when your kids grow older, they see that. And when my wife and I go dancing, I'll wear it. So
There you go.
Beautiful.
I have to tell you that, Jerry has always been, I've been very impressed by him. And let me tell you something. His family is very impressive as well. And this all shows through their dealership down there, Emmons Autoplex. And so let's talk just a little bit about Emmons Autoplex and the used car business. And you guys have been very successful over the years. And, there are plenty of used car lots individually owned all over Houston, but this one in particular,
Very few is impressive.
yeah. And Jerry, I mean, it says a lot about the way you guys do business down there, that you've been so successful over the years, and you have cheap cars, but you also have some gently used, really nice cars. And it seems to me that the majority of what you sell are really nice used cars. I know our engineer, David Ainsley, has bought several cars from you.
6. He said he's bought 6.
And one of the ones that's most impressive to me, and don't laugh, is the minivan.
Yes, I want
the
that
Toyota
van.
minivan
Incredible.
that was spotless. It was 35,000 miles and owned by an older couple that got rid of it, and Ainsley bought it. I thought, man, I would have liked to have bought
And
that.
he's driven it across the United States.
Yeah.
He's went up to
Really? Has he
Upper
already?
Peninsula,
Really?
Michigan, and he said,
Oh,
"I think
my
he
God.
left here early to go buy his 7th one from you." So,
well, I hope so. I hope to see him.
Yeah. But
So-
so tell me about used car market. I know that things are crazy.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, and I'm joking, but I'm not, but there is no market. Like, we're having to create our own market by aggressively marking stuff down. Now, from Thanksgiving on to the first of the year has always been you better run your program lean, because it's just going to slow down. It's just natural progression. The holidays, people traveling, they're spending money elsewhere, that kind of thing.
Yep.
It doesn't help that the interest rates are extremely high. Yeah. We've seen at the auctions, we've seen the amount of cars, like, for example, two sales that I attend every week generally have around 400 to 500 cars a week, available to buy. Well, now they're only posting maybe 300 in the low 300s, high 280s. And that's been for the last several weeks. I don't believe the dealers are getting as many trades. We feel that effect here. A lot of people, when they want to trade in, either they're so far upside down, and then if we can get them out of it with interest rate, like on a good credit customer at the moment, I think it's the last time I looked was high 6s, low 7s.
Yeah.
So when they can get, they can't understand why
Payments so high.
The interest rates just, it's just hard to make them make that decision. So for us, and I laugh saying that there is no market, but I think this is the first year since we've been at this store. This is 5 years now that we've had to stay as aggressive on our markdown. So generally we do our markdowns every 45 to 60 days. When that baby's 28 to 30 days old, we have to keep marking down. We just got to, everything is, you have to sell in the market you buy them in. And so the longer these cars sit here, the worse it's going to get. So it's great right now. To me, it's a buyer's market. Even on the performance side, I have a lot of friends in the racing world who have really good quality cars, but they race cars for sale, but they're not moving as well. But on the retail side for us at Emmons Autoplex, it's a buyer's market for sure. The markdowns have been aggressively coming. I think we're still going to fall short of our total sales from last year, but we're going to make it up next year. I think next year will be a lot better. Obviously with the high interest rates, it did affect our business some.
Well, I think that the interest rates are finally stabilizing a bit, and I guess it'll take some time for us to see if that really holds true. But in the meantime, how are you doing on inventory over there, and what price bracket you sell the most of?
So right now we have, I just looked at last night before I left. So we have 804 in inventory, but actually 528 is online. So that's not really good. But every day, like I just looked, we have 50 cars in our photo line. So once they can generally do 30 to 35 a day, and then they upload them every night at midnight. So it's just a constant flow from when they come in, they go through the make ready process. So inventory is not a problem. It's just getting it online quick enough so that we can get to the buyers immediately. Well, and our cream of the crop price point is 25,000 and back. Say 28,000 and down. That's our sweet spot. If we can sell anything under 10,000, it's not here for more than 3 to 4 days.
Well, at $28,000, that seems to me like a real sweet spot. Now, what kind of cars are you talking about? 3-year-old, 5-year-old cars?
Yes. So we're talking 4 to 5-year-old vehicles with low mileage, pickup trucks. We seem to do really good, obviously with lifted trucks, but that drives the price up a little bit more. But the stock trucks like 2015 with, I say average miles, let's just say 70,000 miles and less, that's a good price point there. That's that 25 to 28,000.
Gotcha.
You also carry a pretty good selection of Jeeps.
Absolutely.
I've noticed that looking online at your inventory. You've always got a great selection of Jeeps. I mean, in my opinion, it is a better selection than some new car dealers in the range of Jeeps you have, including the range of prices that you have. Everything from, the sub $15,000 vehicle on up to the $60,000, $70,000 vehicle. You guys have a good selection of stuff if people are out looking.
Thank you very much. And so like we try to have like a Jeep that's lifted, or we try to have a stock one. Like some people like the 2 doors, some like the 4 doors. The hard tops seem to sell better, but when the summertime comes, the soft tops seem to do pretty good as well. But absolutely on the Jeeps, especially in the area that we're in. Galveston's 30 miles away. People want to go to the beach. So the Jeeps have definitely been one of our favorite sellers. And I think the longer we've been here, people that just drive by, just the drive-by traffic, people will come in and, we always ask, hey, how'd you find out about us? Was it, through the internet, Google search?
Through the in-wheel time.
Yeah, or in-wheel time, absolutely. So, and they'll say, well, man, we were just driving by and we're sitting at the red light and, the traffic's backed up in the evening here. And so they see the front line of Jeep. So they said, well, we just know because we travel this road that you guys have a pretty good selection.
Yeah. Well, listen, we love your dealership, and we love you and your brothers and the family and all more than you know. And I can't thank you enough for sharing this Wally with us. This is
awesome.
And it'll be with us for a long time. And we appreciate you, sir, and hope that you have a wonderful Christmas. Tell everybody we said hello. By the way, we're having the In-Wheel Time Christmas party over at Stan Holt's Loopy 1. So come join us next Saturday around lunchtime.
We'll be there. That sounds great. Listen, man, Merry Christmas to all of you guys. And we love you guys too. And thank you for allowing us a platform to talk about our racing, to talk about our car business. It's beneficial for us. And we just really appreciate being a part of a good group of guys like you are. And enjoy the Wally, because it has a lot of meaning to us. And you guys mean a lot to us as well.
I'm taking it to a hot tub this afternoon.
Right on. Awesome.
Jerry, take care, brother.
Thank you very, very much for joining us.
All right, bye-bye.
How cool is that?
Yeah.
What an awesome guy.
Yeah, no doubt. We got an awesome family. I mean, they're good guys. Okay, time now for a couple of the stories I wanted to get in. Electric vehicles are beginning to make headway into the used vehicle market, but they are having a rough time holding their value. But the proceeds from those EV lots might be disappointing. Depending on which side of the sale you're on, it's either a horrible year for EVs or a great year for EVs, according to fellow panelist Alex Yorchenko, Black Book chief data scientist, who saw a very heavy depreciation of EVs this year when Tesla cut new vehicle prices in January this year actually. The impact could be felt almost overnight in the wholesale market. A lot of fleet companies, a lot of rental companies were not happy about that, Yurchenko said. But if a consumer wants a used EV, it's getting more and more affordable. Black Book predicts used EV prices will continue to fall and drop. The weakness in value retention among EVs compared with other vehicles has grown in the past several months and is likely to continue with the price wars on new EVs. Average 3-year-old vehicle in October 23 for an EV held 66% of its original value, down from 73% last year. As far as sales are concerned, the seasonally adjusted annual rate of new car sales, after peaking this year just above 16 million in June and July, is expected to continue cooling, finishing November at 15.3 million to 15.5 million. Forecasters say the SAR, which is the seasonally adjusted annual rate of sales, tallied 14.36 million vehicles in November of 22 and 15.66 million in October of this year. There's one in particular that I wanted to. Yeah, there's the deer crossing thing. Did you read about the deer crossing thing?
I have not.
U.S. Department of Transportation awarding $110 million to fund 19 projects in 17 states to help reduce car collisions with wildlife and help animals safely cross the roadways through putting up these ginormous fences.
Weren't they, stop the crashes with other people crashing?
Yeah. Well, there's that. Jeep is dropping the Renegade subcompact from its lineup in the U.S. and Canada.
Nobody will notice.
Nobody. The Renegade, which starts at $29,445, sits just below the Compass. Compass, which begins at $29,995, will become Jeep's entry-level nameplate. Renegade, had its best year in 2016 with 106,000. Sold. Sales have declined every year since then, dropping to just under 27,000 in 2022, and are down 35% more this year through September. Yikes. Former Coil Automotive Group manager was arrested December 1st on suspicion of embezzling more than $200,000.
Seems to be a pattern. There's a theme here.
In company funds from a Clarksville, Indiana dealership, according to authorities. The Indiana State Police said its investigation of John Blakely, 34 years old, began in August with authorities looking into an allegation Blakely had for a year used a company credit card to transfer Coil Chevrolet Buick GMC's money to accounts he controlled. Business issued the company credit card to John Blakely. However, the card was only to be used as part of his business dealings with vehicle wholesalers, according to the state police. Blakely was arrested on suspicion of 1 count of theft and 1 count of corrupt business practices, both felonies. He pleaded not guilty to both counts at an initial hearing December 4th.
He's going to be on the last train to Clarksville.
Oh, boy.
Oh, my gosh.
And Ventura, California dealership remains on the hook for $4 million jury verdict arising from a fatal accident caused by a sales manager who was rushing to the store on his day off to close a deal. He got in an accident. Somebody died. And now the victim is suing the dealership and saying that they're liable for the fatal accident caused by the salesman because he was off duty. He was rushing there so he would make his commission. Yikes. The car business is crazy, but not unlike most other businesses in this world these days. Okay, it's time now for us to take a little break.
It is.
And we're going to do that, and then we're going to wrap up today's show here on In Wheel Time. So we invite you to stay with us for more exciting things. You own a car you love. Well, why not let Gulf Coast Auto Shield protect it? Houstonian John Gray invites you to his state-of-the-art facility to introduce you to his specialist team of auto enthusiasts. We promise you'll be impressed. Whether you're looking to massage your original paint to a like-new appearance, apply a ceramic coating, install a paint protection film, nano-ceramic window tint, or new windshield protection called ExoShield, Gulf Coast Auto Shield is where Houston's car people go. Curbed your wheels? Instead of buying new, why not have them repaired? How about a professionally installed radar detector? Gulf Coast Auto Shield does that too. Get a peek inside the shop and look at the services offered by getting online and heading to gcautoshield.com. Better yet, stop by their facility at 11275 South Sam Houston Tollway, just south of the Southwest Freeway, and get a personal tour. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your place to go for all things exterior. Call them today, 832-930-5655 or gcautoshield.com. The original group of Loopy Tortilla restaurants will have you telling your family and friends just what the original recipes mean when it comes to the best fajitas in Southeast Texas. Founder Stan Holt invites you to visit the original Loopy Tortilla near I-10 and Highway 6. Here's the original house that inspired the design of all the rest and the original charm that helped make Loopy Tortilla the go-to destination for Houston Tex-Mex. Speaking of original, nothing can compete with the original lime pepper marinade that everyone will agree makes Loopy Tortilla award-winning beef fajitas the best anywhere. Loopy Tortilla Katy is another location that gives you the same quality and service Houstonians have come to expect at Loopy's. It's located just off I-10 and the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard in Katy. Find yourself in Aggieland? Head to the Loopy Tortilla in College Station, located just around the corner from Kyle Field. It's a great place to enjoy those famous frozen margaritas before or after the game. Headed east to Louisiana? Stop in at the Loopy Tortilla in Beaumont. It too's on I-10. You can't miss it. The original group of Loopy Tortilla restaurants invite you in for the best Tex-Mex anywhere. The In Wheel Time Car Talk Show is now part of the iHeart family. Now you'll have access to 24/7 car talk anytime you need a fix. Just download the iHeart Radio app and ask for In Wheel Time Car Talk, and there we are. Be sure to save us in your iHeart library for instant access. No matter where you are, you have the best car talk show right on your PC, laptop, or mobile device and never have to worry about finding us again. Of course, you can always get access to our video and audio streams via InWheelTime.com and your favorite podcast channel, and all of this is free to you. From the iHeart Radio app, you'll not only hear our Saturday morning live show, but the best shows of the past, updated weekly. Never miss a minute of up-to-date new car reviews, pre-owned reviews, Conrad's Car Clinic, informative interviews, automotive news, and the most fun car talk show on the planet. Just download the iHeart Radio app, search for In Wheel Time Car Talk, save it to your library, and with a tap of the icon, you'll be in touch with your favorite car talk team. In Wheel Time Car Talk, streaming now on iHeart.com/InWheelTimeCarTalk. Well, that's it for this week's In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Here's your invitation to follow us on Facebook. Give us a like, tell your friends about us, and share our stuff if you would. We'll keep you posted on all things automotive all week long, including new car reviews, upcoming events, cruise-ins, racing, and car, truck, and SUV goodies. When you need a car fix during the week, you can find the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show 24/7 via the iHeart Radio app. We live stream the show on Facebook, YouTube, and InWheelTime.com every Saturday, 8 to 11 Central Time. Daily 30-minute podcasts are available on your favorite streaming provider. There's a new episode out there every day. In Wheel Time, Chief Engineer is David Ainsley. Our Marketing Advertising Advisor and Video Technical Director is We Need More Jeff Zinkin. Our Booking Agent, Do It All, Mr. Mike Mars. And Mr. Know-It-All is Royalty King Conrad DeLong. Chief Engineer David Ainsley. I'm Don Armstrong. We hope you join us for another live, award-winning production of the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show next Saturday, December 16th, 2023, on all of our In Wheel Time Car Talk outlets. Have a great weekend and stay safe out there. That's it for this podcast episode of the In Wheel Time Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts.